Welcome to Continental Championship Wrestling, home of the National Wrestling Alliance, featuring champions from throughout the continental United States. And now to your host, world-renowned wrestling commentator, Gordon Soley.
Thank you. Thank you so very, very much, and welcome once again to Continental Championship Wrestling, sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance, the oldest and largest sanctioning body of wrestling the world over. Now then, before we get started with the program today, I'd like to ask all of you to do me a favor right now. Get a pencil and paper, because we have two very important things to tell you that you'll want to write down later on in the program. You know, you heard us talk last week about Remember November. All right, let me explain first of all that sometime in November, your dream match will be here on Continental Championship Wrestling. That's right, we invite you to write to this station indicating your dream match. It can be any match that you would like to see here on Continental Championship Wrestling, and send that request to Continental Championship Wrestling Dream Match in care of this station. Now, secondly, we have some interesting information upcoming as to how you can get a beautiful full-size, full-color picture poster, that is. I mean a full life-size poster of Tommy Wildfire Rich. That's upcoming later on in the program. Now then, you see what's next to me. This is the Continental Championship Wrestling Television Trophy. And beginning with this program, and for approximately the next 6 weeks, depending upon the number of entries we have, we will be having a series of elimination matches here on television for the Continental Television Championship Trophy. So all of this and much, much more is upcoming during this next hour of Continental Championship Wrestling. And by the way, I'll have a special message for the bullet from the president of the NWA, Mr. Bob Geigel. Now, let me see if I've covered it all. First of all, we've talked about the Continental Championship Television Tournament that'll be taking place from now through approximately the middle of November. The dream match will take place in November. Whatever match you'd like to see, the one getting the most votes is the one we'll bring to you here on Continental Championship Wrestling. So send your dream match to the station that you're viewing right now. And, of course, as we said, more information upcoming about that poster about Tommy Wildfire Rich. A host of great things in a November to remember coming up, that's for sure. Right now, it's time for our first match, so let's go to our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match one fall with a TV 15-minute time limit. It is a Continental TV tournament match. As you hear the music, as he wakes his way to ringside, he weighs in at 222 pounds. From the Royal Forest of Dean, here is the exotic one, Adrian Street, accompanied by Miss Linda.
So imagine what I should do to you.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, making his way to ringside, weighs in at 221 pounds. He is from Miami, Florida. Would you welcome Brick House?
Exotic one, Adrian Street, not even waiting for the bell to ring as he charges Brickhouse Brown in his first of the elimination matches for the Continental Championship television title. That beautiful trophy going to the winner of this elimination series that'll be taking place for approximately the next 6 weeks here on Continental Championship Wrestling. And the exotic Adrian Street wasting no time on Brickhouse Brown, pounding away on him. Brickhouse has not had a chance to get it together. He was caught coming into the ring, and the exotic Adrian Street, the Southeastern heavyweight champion, trying to get... And look at Brickhouse Brown firing back. Brickhouse Brown caught him with a couple of hard rights. Good stinging left hand, another right. An Irish whip into the far turnbuckle. Snap mare that has the exotic one to the canvas. Brickhouse Brown turning things around now as he started to get it together. Full Nelson and now to a snap mare by exotic Adrian Street. This man, as we've told you so many times, former European middleweight wrestling champion in the amateur ranks. And look at the way he's come across the throat there. Started to go for a short scissors. Aha! Brickhouse Brown retaliates, beginning to fight, and he's winding up. Caught him right back of the ear. A critical match to both of these men, and a headbutt now by Brickhouse Brown. Puts the exotic Adrian Street back to the canvas. Irish whip off the ropes once again. Street caught with an elbow that time and dropped into the canvas. The exotic one from England having his problems. Brickhouse Brown showing him the way to go. One fall, 15-minute time limit. It's the first of a series of elimination matches for the Continental Television Championship and Trophy. A beautiful trophy. Stands close to 6 feet high. Beautiful high knee lift by Street. Street the flat of the foot, then a crashing right hand. It's Brown exploding back. Street took the best he had and came right back for more, however. And Miss Linda outside the ring getting in some cheap shots while the referee's attention was diverted. And again, you see Miss Linda, and now it is exotic Adrian Street utilizing those ring ropes, the referee pushing him back. And again, Miss Linda, a gut shot and then a series of hard right hands, side of the jaw, sledgehammer into the thoracic area of the back. One into the abdominal wall, and now it's Brickhouse, a series of lefts. A roundhouse right that puts exotic Adrian Street back to the canvas. An elbow across the pectoralis majors. Street coming up very slowly. Brickhouse rips across the back of the exotic Adrian Street. Forearm. With Brickhouse down again. Lateral press. And again, the exotic Adrian Street. You know, for all of his fancy garments, his makeup, and his fancy hairdo, you can take a look at the muscular development of this man. And he is some kind of double tough. You don't get that Southeastern Heavyweight Championship without facing some of the very best in the country, and that he's done. There's no question about it. Caught him coming off the ropes, drove that knee into the chest. Irish whip once again. Caught him with the back of the elbow. And the exotic one looking very pleased with himself. Came down and caught himself on the bottom rope. And Street's got some problems. This could be the turning point of the match. Brickhouse Brown uncorks one from the backyard. Catches him flush on the jaw, drives Street to the canvas. Street in trouble now. And the tide of this battle has definitely turned. Brickhouse Brown No, sir. Street instinctively got that shoulder off. Now Brickhouse pounding a series of hard right hands. Side of the jaw and under the ear. Thousands and thousands of people jamming the Boutwell Auditorium in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Beautiful drop kick, and no, sir. He got a foot on the rope. And a problem there with Miss Linda. And it is Adrian Street coming in from behind. Beautiful reverse roll. Got him. Got him for the pinfall on a beautiful reverse roll. And so the winner of this very, very first elimination match for the Continental Television Championship is the exotic Adrian Street. For the official word, here's Mike Jackson.
In the official time of 6 minutes and 42 seconds, the winner of the fall of the match, advancing into round 2, is the exotic Adrian Street.
Let's take another look at that reverse roll by the exotic Adrian Street as he gets the pinfall on a very, very disappointed Brickhouse Brown, who gave a good account of himself. But that reverse roll and that diversionary tactic by Miss Linda is what cost him the match. You know, we Americans are great ones for labeling people. We call people the jet setters or the yuppies. And tonight or today in our feature of the stars of the NWA, we're going to take a look at a couple of young men who certainly are enjoying the most out of life. However, their philosophical attitude about competitors in the sport of professional wrestling leaves a lot to be desired. But they are indeed living in the lap of luxury. And right now, if you'll take a look at your monitors around the building, we're going to take a look at the stars of the NWA as we go to visit Mr. Robert Fuller and Mr. Jimmy Golden in a most unusual setting. Let's take a look.
We got to see me. I invited Jimmy over to my beautiful complex and my spa out here. And we're sitting basking in the luxuries of what Tennessee Stud Stable has done since he talked me into coming on in, getting together with Jim, and all the wonderful things we've done because of it. And they told me they may have a montage or something, some special thing where I put that Holt, that inside toe Holt. But my daddy had such a good leg breaker, and I put it on all them Armstrongs one at a time and put them out. And now Bob Armstrong's got the audacity to show himself back up here. And he's got some more dues to pay. Don't he, Jim?
A whole bunch of dues to pay. When that mask comes off his face, he's going to be out of this area for good, brother.
That's
and
right.
you can take that punk with him.
That's right. That's right. That punk is in big trouble because he walked under the ladder with that big Dumbo, see? We're proud to see that boy get his eyes straightened out. They keep looking at me cross-eyed, Jimmy, and I'm going to slap him back straight for him. I ain't going to put up with it. Bob Armstrong, we got a message for you. You think you're hiding, boy? We're going to be showing your face, your tail, and everything at the same time. You're a half a man. Me and Gorgeous going to prove it.
That's right, baby. That's right. You got it. Going to have you drinking this here champagne.
I need to. Let's slide it back up. All this stuff made me nervous.
Look at that. Look at that.
All the way down the line.
Friday night match time is 8:30. In the challenge tag team match, the Bullet and Brad Armstrong take on Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden. Continental title, it'll be Roberto Soto against the Flame. The Southeastern title, Norvell Austin takes on the exotic Adrian Street. It'll be Jimmy Backlund against Norman Charles. And remember, NWA Wrestling returns to Pensacola on Sunday, October 27th on an all-title night. We'll see you this coming Friday night in Flomaton, Alabama at the high school. Roberto Soto and Norvell Austin have joined me here on the set, but before I talk to them, let's go to the ring and Mike Jackson.
Adrian Street, I believe everyone here saw exactly what happened. That belt is going to be returned match.
I asked for competition. I know that Norvell Austin, the junkyard dog, likes pink, and he likes pink Cadillacs, but there's no way you're going to get your hands on the most prestigious pink belt in the history of this silly country.
Flame, Alabama title versus your Continental title, Roberto Soto.
Soto, when your brother became a bore to me, I eliminated him permanently. He doesn't see things so well anymore. Now you're becoming a bore to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up this title against your Alabama title. Then when I have both of them, I'll fix your eyeballs too.
Gordon for the rebuttal statement.
Now, Mr. Soto?
Well, if that's the way you want it, I put on my belt. I am the champion. I don't care where or how I have to do it. I put on my belt. All I want is your body.
Thank you so very much, Norvell.
Right on. That Adrian Street and his woman is just as evil as sin itself. But I'm going to tell you what, Adrian Street, I'm going to give you a run for your money any and everywhere it be until I get that heavyweight title. I guarantee you that.
Thank you so very much, and we'll be back with more action in a moment. I want to take a moment right now, if I may, as I mentioned at the very beginning of the program, I have a very special message for Bullet. And approaching the dais at this time, indeed, Bullet and Brad Armstrong. Now, may I have your very special attention at this particular moment? Bullet, Continental Championship Wrestling received a telegram from the president of the National Wrestling Alliance out of Kansas City, Mr. Bob Geigel. I have, at his instructions, turned that telegram over to your attorney. I want to tell all of you, and you, in case you have not talked to your attorney about this yet, the contents of that particular telegram. It said, in essence, that if indeed the gentleman to my left, known as Bullet, is ever unmasked during a match, and it is discovered that he is indeed one Bob Armstrong, he will be permanently suspended from the National Wrestling Alliance. Now, frankly, I know how all of you feel. I share those same sentiments, but I must say that it's a valid point by the president.
I just want to say this. I know exactly what you're talking about, but that telegram said if. I-F. That's a big word, because ain't nobody getting this match.
That's exactly right. If is a mighty big word. It's a middle word in life, and nobody's getting that match.
Well, all right. There was neither an admission nor a denial by Bullet. Well, I'll tell you what. There are a couple of bounty hunters after Bullet and Brad, and they're out to get that mask. There's no question about it. And that match is upcoming right now. So let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this television match scheduled one fall with a 15-minute time limit. The gentleman in the ring weighing in at a combined weight of 700 pounds. Their contract has been bought by the Tennessee Stud. They're from Tennessee. They are the Tennessee Stud's bounty hunters. And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents are making their way towards the ringside area. They weigh in at a combined weight of 461 pounds. Here is Brad Armstrong and the Bullet.
Bullet and Brad. That's right. Bullet and Brad moving out against Tennessee Stud bounty hunters. Hey, look at that Bullet move, will you? 15-minute time limit. Something vaguely reminiscent about the Bullet. Well, the stud's got to be worried if he sends in a pair of 350-pounders. Man, they're big. Brad Armstrong locks up. And the bounty hunter very quickly backed off. They lock up, and again, the bounty hunter with that superior weight bulls him back. A wild swing that missed as Brad Armstrong slipped to one side. Once again, they lock up.
Mr. Stoley, I'm gonna come out here. I want to make a few comments. As you can see, I got my big boys from Tennessee up there, and they're going to do the job for me. They're going to take that mask off of Bob Armstrong, because as you and I both know, that if that mask comes off of Bob Armstrong's face, and that is Bob Armstrong there calling himself the Bullet, then Bob Geigel, as president of the National Wrestling Alliance, has said that he will be suspended. And he will be suspended because my boys up there right now, as you can tell, them are homegrown boys, and they can take care of any man, especially a Bullet. And tonight, they're going to pull that mask off of him, I'll guarantee it.
That's the Tennessee stud, and I'll say one thing. I don't think they've missed any meals, that's for sure. They are a big...
I don't like your smart aleck attitude either, Gordon Sully. Of course they ain't missed any meals. Why shouldn't they eat? I told them to eat, Daddy, because they need to eat, because tonight they're going to eat them a big, giant-sized Bullet. Mark my words, they're going to pull that mask off the Bullet tonight, and you will be able to send this tape directly to Bob Geigel and see to it that Bob Armstrong is out of the National Wrestling Alliance for good.
Rest assured, stud, that... if, in fact, that mask does come off, I will send it to Mr. Bob Geigel. That's the only right and fair thing to do. But right now, Brad Armstrong, beautiful spin under takedown, another one, and it looks like this bounty hunter may be in trouble as...
They're cheating. They're cheating like they always do. Brad Armstrong there pulling the tights. The referee should have seen it. It was obvious to me. Should have been obvious to you that he pulled a man's tights. How's he going to arm drag a man of that size? I can't believe what's going on up here.
Well, he caught him with a beautiful drop kick. And the Bullet's in the ring now. The Bullet levies a hard right hand. The Bullet catches him again. And the Bullet has the bounty hunter in trouble. The Bullet winds up. Caught him with a short, hooking right hand. Well, there's no way you'd be able to slam fellas like that, that's for sure. Bullet and Brad in there. Beautiful counter moves here. And they've got the sleepers on them. They've got the sleepers on them. They've got the sleeper hold on the bounty hunters. Bullet and Brad. Bullet and Brad have them down with the sleeper hold. It's over. It is all over. Bullet and Brad Armstrong are victorious over the bounty hunters, and the bounty hunters bit the Bullet. Some great NWA wrestling upcoming in conjunction with the fair in Mobile at the fairgrounds this coming Friday night. Next Thursday night, championship wrestling will be coming to Beulah Battery, and that'll be at the Civic Center. Match time there is 8 p.m. And next Friday night in Flomaton, Alabama, at the high school gymnasium. And there, the Bullet and Brad take on Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden.
I'm going to tell you what, we're going to start in Beulah Battery. That's Thursday night, this coming Thursday night. They're going to try everything they can to get this mask off to see if Bob Armstrong's really standing here behind that mask. But while they're trying to do all that, brother, B&B here, B&B Company, Brad and the Bullet going to be stretching, and sooner or later, Gordon, I'm going to pop somebody's leg. And if I don't do it Thursday night, the next Friday night in Flomaton, we got them all by themselves. Marshmallow Belly, Gutless Golden, we got both of them, the dynamic tandem they call themselves, and Friday night in Flomaton, we're going to get the job done.
That's exactly right. What can I say? The man speaks for himself. And like he said, who knows? Who's behind that mask? The bullet knows, and Brad knows, and we're going to take care of business. Both places do.
Indeed. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Fuller and Mr. Golden have some divergent views about Thursday and Friday.
I'm going to tell you something. I know exactly who it is behind that mask, Bob Armstrong. It's none other than you. And when we take that mask off, we have already been promised from Mr. Bob Geigel, the president, that you're going to be gone. And you know what's going to happen to you next, punk? Brad Armstrong, we got 2 chances. Battle of Batcher and a 6-man tag. What? Battle of Batcher. You ever heard of such a thing? And then Flomaton, Alabama, Friday night. One of the 2, Sonny, brother. You're going to get that mask taken off. Bob Armstrong, be ready for it. You're going to be gone out of this area for good. You are a goner, Armstrong. What's that punk cover up for him? You're gone.
Well, there it is. This mask is the target of Mr. Fuller and Mr. Golden. We're going to find out Thursday night in Bayou La Batterie or Friday in Flomaton.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you do see, I am standing here in the ring with this beautiful over 5-foot trophy. It is the Continental TV Tournament trophy that will be awarded to the winner. This next match is one match in the first round for the trophy. It is one fall. There is a 15-minute time limit. Introducing, making his way to the ring right now from Pontotoc, Mississippi, making his first Birmingham appearance. He weighs in at 206 pounds. Would you welcome Jimmy Valentine? And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent needs no introduction. He also is in the tournament. He weighs in at 226 pounds. Memphis, Tennessee, the Junkyard Dog, Norvell Austin.
Norvell Austin, obviously the crowd favorite, coming through the crowd now. Now, as you can see, of course...
One fall, 15-minute time limit. Your referee, Nick Dukas.
Well, as you can see, of course, they're beginning to enter now from all over the United States for the Continental Championship Television Trophy. Jimmy Valentine giving away a little weight here to Norvell Austin, making his first appearance here on Continental Championship Wrestling. By the way, Continental Championship Wrestling, copyrighted and sanctioned by the NWA. And may I point out that any use or rebroadcast of Continental Championship Wrestling, it's a program in its entirety or any pieces thereof, is strictly forbidden unless express permission is given by the Board of Directors of Continental Championship Wrestling. They lock up collar and elbow. Valentine with the hearts on his tights. The hip toss by Norvell Austin. Don't forget, these television tournament matches will continue. Side Chancery, nice block by Austin. Austin had him up and dumped him like a sack of potatoes. Joining me right now, of course, the former U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion, Professor Bill Ash.
That's exactly what I want to talk to you about. I want a return title match with Roy Lee Welch. I don't care what it takes, what I have to do. I can beat that man. It was only a fluke that he beat me, and I won. I not only want, I demand a return title match. Would you see to it for me?
Well, sir, what I will do is pass along your request to the matchmaker for Continental Championship Wrestling, and perhaps it can be arranged.
Tell him it's more than a request. I demand a return title match.
Well, we'll take a look, and we'll see what happens. Perhaps in some neutral site, like, as an example, Tallahassee might be a good place for it. Tallahassee, Florida, the capital of the state. I can think of several other cities where that championship could take place. Meanwhile, Valentine looking very strong here against Norvell. Ooh, Austin came right back. High knee. That almost tore the head off of Valentine. Full power slam by Norvell Austin. And Valentine's head bobbing rather spasmodically. Irish whip. Beautiful drop kick coming off the ropes. Caught him directly under the chin. These fellows, by the way, do not wear mouthpieces or mouth guards. And he might be looking for a new set of dentures. Got the 3 count. Mike, the referee, tolling the 3 count on Norvell Austin. So, Exotic Adrian Street and Norvell Austin are winners in their first elimination series.
The official time of 3 minutes and 14 seconds. The fall and the match go to my junkyard dog, Norvell Austin.
Well, we can take another look at that in slow motion, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. A well-coordinated series of moves by Norvell Austin put a very game young competitor, Jimmy Valentine, down for the count. And so Norvell Austin moves into the next series of these elimination matches for the Continental Championship Wrestling Television Trophy. In just 1 minute, we're going to be bringing you all that special information on how you can own a Tommy Wildfire Rich life-size poster. But right now, I want to talk to Norvell Austin about Bayou La Batterie this coming Thursday night and Flomaton, Alabama next Friday.
Right on. I'd like for the people to know I will be there in Bayou La Batterie Thursday night. But at hand is a title match the very next night in Flomaton, Alabama. And I'll be there, Mr. Adrian Street, with flying colors on, and I hope to take your title. I got just as good a chance as anybody. I'll be there.
Now, here's another word.
Bayou La Batterie on Thursday, but Friday at Flomaton, I'm defending my title against Austin, better known as the Junkyard Dog. You keep pushing me, you won't have this pink belt, Austin. You won't even be able to afford a pink dog collar. I'll put you right out just like I did Austin Idol. No way will you take this beautiful pink belt from me.
Okay, don't forget, next Friday night in Mobile at the Mobile Fairgrounds, that's this Friday night, next Thursday in Bayou La Batterie, and next Friday in Flomaton. For a limited time, and only on this television offer, can you own a full life-size poster of Tommy Wildfire Rich. Yes, the champion of champions, Tommy Wildfire Rich, in full color. America's most exciting wrestler, Tommy Wildfire Rich, available now only through this exclusive television offer. Call now. Visa or MasterCards accepted, or send $8.95 plus $2.50 postage to Sports Star, P.O. Box 130, Libertyville, Illinois, zip code 60048. If you call within the next hour, however, as a special bonus, you will receive a full-color 5x7 picture autograph card of Tommy Wildfire Rich. Don't delay. Supplies are limited. Be the first in your neighborhood to have as your own this life-size full-color poster of Tommy Wildfire Rich. And remember, call now, 1-800-345-5433. That's 1-800-345-5433. And don't forget your special bonus autograph card of Tommy Wildfire Rich. Do it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this special television match is a very special challenge match. 1 fall, television time remaining. First of all, let me introduce, as they make their way to ringside at a combined weight of 426 pounds, here are the Nightmares. And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents for tonight's match, first of all, weighing in at 227 pounds from Hendersonville, Tennessee, here is Tommy Wildfire Rich. And his partner at 224 pounds, Montgomery, Alabama, Johnny Crash Rich.
We've got a battle that's broken out. A battle is broken out before Rich and Rich could get to the ring. Johnny Crash Rich and Tommy Wildfire Rich battling it out with the Nightmares outside the ring. They never got to the ring, and I don't know if they're ever going to. Rich drops back and caught. The Nightmare catches him again. They're up against that steel retaining wall. It's Rich catching up a hard right hand that staggers the Nightmare. There's Johnny Crash Rich after the other Nightmare. And they may never see the inside of this ring. Brother, did he catch him with a roundhouse right? Another one. And so the Nightmares wreaking vengeance on Johnny Rich and Tommy Rich, and the beautiful retaliation there. A pair of 6 are outside the ring, but now Tommy Rich gets one of the Nightmares in. Johnny Rich gets the other Nightmare in. And, brother, they are going to Pier 6 City. Irish whips, they catch him. Backdrops, and the Nightmare's in trouble. Both of them missing with elbows that time now as the Nightmares back to their feet. Up and over his man, got him with a good drop kick. And once again, they're outside the ring. And Johnny Rich. Pair of atomic knee drops has the Nightmares in trouble. Remember, next week, Tennessee Stud versus the Bullet, and 2 more of the TV tournament matches. And those will continue on into November. And don't forget the dream match. Write in the match that you'd like to see here on Continental Championship Wrestling. Write it in care of this station. And let us know. The match that receives the most votes will be the one you'll see in November. Remember, it's November to remember coming up. Rich catches the Nightmare in the ring while Tommy Rich and the other Nightmare battle it out outside. A 4-way melee going now. High knee lift. Put Wildfire down on the desk. Tommy Wildfire Rich, don't forget to order that poster. And it is the Nightmare ripping across the back of Rich. Meanwhile, Johnny Crash Rich working well on the other Nightmare. Caught him. And Crash catches him. Near fall for Johnny Crash Rich. The Nightmare slips out of the ring once again. The Nightmare's calling for time down on the sideline. That doesn't happen in pro wrestling. You can get 6 timeouts to a game in football, but not in wrestling. In the crowd taking it up as they want those Nightmares back in the ring. Johnny Rich explodes with the right hand, another right hand, and a third. Nightmare caught again. Ducked to one side, and the Nightmare in trouble. Johnny Rich catches him once again. And so, Crash and Wildfire have got it back together. Tag is made. Tommy Rich moving back into the ring. He ducks under that one, and that time they both caught him, and the Nightmare down. Tommy Rich coming off that top rope, and the Nightmare makes it outside the ring. Nightmares consoling each other, switching partners. That's one thing about them. They're very skillful and very adroit at switching. Bit of consternation going on right now, and they're complaining about the switch of the Nightmares and protesting to the referee. And now Johnny Crash Rich outside the ring as the second Nightmare and Tommy Wildfire Rich exploding on the first Nightmare. Over that top rope. Over that top rope. And it is now Johnny Rich outside the ring. Jams his head into that steel ring post. And it certainly appears that the Nightmare has been lacerated and lacerated badly. He's down, and Rich plants a boot in the middle of his back. A low shot by the Nightmare. Has a chair. Caught Rich with the chair outside the ring. Johnny Rich in a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, one Nightmare back in the ring. Johnny Rich still outside and in a lot of trouble. Tommy Rich in trouble. Coming off that top rope outside the ring. And that may well be. And Johnny Rich caught again low right at the belt line. Tommy Rich coming up very, very slowly now. The Nightmare's tagging up. They've got Johnny in trouble. Ooh. Right to the midsection, and that, of course, is where he has just recovered from some extremely serious injuries. He was on the critical list for 3 days. Instead of a vertical suplex, they're going for that abdominal area where he had extensive surgery after being critically injured. And now you notice the way they continue to punish that abdominal wall. Now they're taunting Tommy Wildfire Rich. And Rich letting that temper fly. Again, after that abdominal wall, and Tommy Wildfire Rich going absolutely berserk outside the ring. Johnny Crash Rich in a lot of trouble here.
10 minutes gone in the match. 10 minutes gone.
There you can see that long incision on the abdominal wall. That's what they've been concentrating on. Johnny Rich explodes one right to the heart of the Nightmare. Rich fires again. Doubles over the Nightmare. Again, the Nightmares tag up. Johnny Rich tries to make the tag and just barely missed. He explodes with a hard right hand. Catches him with another hard right hand. A third right hand, and the Nightmare in trouble now. A fourth. The tag was made, and Tommy Wildfire Rich is in the ring. Tommy Wildfire Rich moving like a perpetual motion machine now. Now Johnny Rich is in there. We've got a four-way melee going on. Referee now calling for the bell. And nothing has been settled, that's for sure. Nothing has been settled. Rich catches him once again. Johnny Rich explodes with another hard right hand to the head of the Nightmare. Rich catches him again. The Nightmares, as they say, in a world of hurt. Brutal battle between these four. And obviously, it's not the belts. It's pride. It's family pride that's at stake here. The Riches feel that they have been tremendously maligned by the Nightmares. They don't want to get revenge. They just want to get even. Caught him in the abdominal stretch. And it's Tommy Rich and Johnny Rich. Standing guillotines on the... Oh, Nightmare broke it up. Good counter move by the Nightmare. Rich hurdled over that top rope. The referee calling for the bell. The referee calling for the bell. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The Nightmare with a leather belt. The Nightmare with a leather belt. And, boy, you talk about humiliation. That's it. Look at this. Tommy Wildfire Rich with a belt. And it's Humiliation City here. Those leather belts taking their toll now. That's like beating a cur dog. And the Nightmares decide to leave the ring area. The Nightmares leave the ring area. Brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, by referee's decision on the disqualification, the fall and the match go to Johnny and Tommy Rich.
NWA Wrestling in Bayou-La Battery this coming Thursday night. Match time is 8 p.m. at the Civic Center. In a six-man tag team match, the Bullet, Brad Armstrong, and Brickhouse Brown take on Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, and The Flame. The Southeastern Championship, Roberto Soto faces the exotic Adrian Street. It'll be Tommy Wildfire Rich in a special challenge against Nightmare 1. Johnny Crash Rich takes on Nightmare 2. It'll be Norvell Austin against Bill Ash. And remember, wrestling in the Mobile Fairgrounds this Friday. Continental Championship Wrestling will not be on the air next Saturday. We will be returning at 11 o'clock Saturday morning on the 26th. We've been preempted due to some special programming. Now, there will be wrestling this coming Friday night, in Mobile at the Fairgrounds. Next Thursday at Bayou-La Battery, a tremendous night of wrestling competition. And then on Friday night in Flomaton, Alabama. And by the way, wrestling will return to Pensacola on Sunday, October 27th. But in Bayou-La Battery, you've got a single match.
That's right, Thursday night. Nightmares, I've been to Bayou-La Battery before, and the people there have been real nice to me, and I look for them to be there and give me that support again. Whether they're there behind me or behind you, which I don't believe they'll be behind you, I'm going to be there kicking you all over that ring, boy.
We're going to have a word from Tommy Rich in just a moment, but right now let's listen to these words.
Let me tell you something. Wrestling fans at Bayou-La Battery, you're looking at the greatest tag team combination that ever lived. But there's going to be one more pleasure for you right there Thursday night. We're going to be in singles competition. Against who? None other than the Riches. And, buddy, I don't care which one it is. One of us has got that Johnny Rich. You know, we were responsible, and we aren't going to take credit for him being in the hospital for 4 or 5 months. Well, right there in Bayou-La Battery, buddy, you just might go back to the hospital for another 4 or 5 months.
Somebody say something about Bayou-La Battery, Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. It's going to be one heck of a night. I want all the people to be there. Nightmare 1, Nightmare 2, you better be watching, because it may end up in a tag.
Well, I want to try and get Tommy Wildfire Rich and Johnny Rich out here on the set with me after what we saw just a few moments ago. I want to find out how they feel about this situation with the Nightmares and what they've challenged.
Johnny, step in front of that camera, brother, because I want the Nightmares, and I want all these people to see.
Great.
What we're talking about, you seen his back. But what it amounts to, we're talking about a man's match. A match where it comes down to the loser of the fall, whether it be Johnny, whether it be me, whether it be Nightmare 1 to 34. We're going to whip their tail next week. But what it comes down to, Gordon, and I know you've seen the match before, it's like old days, man. It's just like the old days. Because the loser of the fall and the winner of the fall, he gets strapped right to the corner, and the winning team gets to give him 10 lashes.
Back at the mast.
It ain't like I ain't got enough marks on my body already, Nightmares. But you had to put a few more on there. Well, boys, we'll sign that contract, and we'll get in the ring with you, because we're going to put marks all over your bodies.
Well, their points have been made abundantly clear. All I can tell you, it's like going before the mast. And the losers will get 10 lashes each with the leather belts, and you saw what kind of damage that can do. Now, next week, of course, we will have more of the Continental Championship Television Tournament going on. And don't forget to send in your request for your dream match. It'll be a November to remember. A host of great matches upcoming here on Continental Championship Wrestling. Do join us next week. Send in your request for the dream match in care of the station to which you're viewing right now. Till then, Gordon Soley saying so long from the heart of Dixie.